Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Let's go start now. The Rock has squashed his beef with a major WWE star by sending him a heartfelt message. The Brahma Bull is now on speaking terms again with the controversial Logan Paul. Back in 2017, Logan Paul filmed a deceased person's body in the infamous Aokigahara forest in Japan. This caused huge controversy, and he eventually had to publicly apologize for his actions. WWE legend The Rock was disgusted by Logan Paul's actions and cut all ties with him immediately after. It looks like the two men have now squashed their beef, as the Great One recently sent a video message to the Maverick. The Rock's message to Logan Paul after the Japan incident: the former WWE champion didn't want anything to do with Logan Paul after the controversial Aokigahara forest incident. In a chat with fellow YouTuber True Jordy, Paul explained what exactly happened with him and Dwayne Johnson after the controversial incident. Logan Paul and The Rock have settled their differences and back on speaking terms again. Dwayne cut off all ties with Logan after the Japan incident occurred. Logan Paul must be on cloud 9 after receiving a message from the final boss. He was visibly sad when the veteran ended their friendship years ago. WWE fans would love to see the duo share a segment or two somewhere down the line. Abhilash Mend is a pro wrestling journalist at Sportskeeda with nearly 5 years of experience. He completed his MBA from the Symbiosis Institute of Telecom Management in 2016 and worked with multiple banking institutions, including Tech Mahindra. While he started writing WWE articles for Sportskeeda in 2019 as a hobby, it eventually became a significant part of his professional journey. Abhilash checks his articles thrice before sending them to the editing team, ensuring his work is highly accurate and reliable. He has interviewed prominent pro wrestling personalities like Noam Dar, Angry Miz Girl, Brendan Kobina, and Jesse Lambert. Abhilash is a big fan of AEW star Orange Cassidy, as he believes the former international champion's on-screen gimmick of an extremely lazy guy resonates with him. Given the opportunity to script WWE's next big storyline, Abhilash would treat fans to the second installment of the Bloodline Civil War. He would book Roman Reigns to reform the Bloodline with the USOs and Sami Zayn upon his comeback. The angle would see the Tribal Chief-led group go head-to-head with The Rock, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu in a blockbuster family feud. When not reporting on pro wrestling, Abhilash likes to work out, go on walks, read, and explore new eateries. In the world of professional wrestling, grudges, rivalries, and heated confrontations often blur the line between scripted storylines and genuine behind-the-scenes tensions. Over the decades, WWE has seen its fair share of fallouts between its larger-than-life stars, some of which never seem to heal. However, one of the most remarkable developments in recent wrestling news has been the reconciliation between The Rock, one of the most iconic figures in sports entertainment, and a WWE superstar with whom he had carried a 7-year grudge. The Rock, known as the Great One, has always been respected not only for his in-ring career but also for his ability to transcend wrestling into mainstream Hollywood. Still, like many locker rooms filled with passionate performers, disagreements are inevitable. His fallout with the unnamed superstar had become somewhat legendary among hardcore fans, whispered about in interviews, podcasts, and backstage reports for years. Now, after nearly a decade of strained relations, the two men have finally buried the hatchet. Origins of the beef: the tension dates back to the mid-2010s, during a period when WWE was undergoing a major transition. Stars like John Cena, Randy Orton, and CM Punk were carrying the banner, while part-timers such as Brock Lesnar and The Rock himself would make occasional appearances for marquee events. During this time, The Rock returned to WWE for a series of matches and segments that drew massive mainstream attention. His clashes with Cena headlined back-to-back WrestleManias, generating huge box office numbers. But behind the curtain, some full-time performers felt overshadowed by legends coming back and taking top spots on the card. It was within this context that the friction with the superstar began. The two had an altercation over creative direction, scheduling conflicts, and differing views on how returning legends should interact with current talent. While WWE thrived financially from The Rock's involvement, resentment built among certain performers who felt their hard work was being pushed aside in favor of nostalgia. The Rock, proud of his contributions and his loyalty to WWE despite a demanding Hollywood career, did not take kindly to the criticism. What might have started as a disagreement eventually grew into a full-fledged Cold War. The fallout. For years, the issue remained unresolved. Whenever The Rock would make a WWE return, careful planning was needed to ensure that the two stars were kept apart. While no physical altercations ever occurred, the avoidance itself became a talking point in wrestling circles. Fans speculated endlessly about the true nature of their hostility, with some insisting it was a mix of professional jealousy and personal slights. The superstar in question often avoided publicly addressing the matter, though subtle jabs would occasionally surface in interviews. Meanwhile, The Rock focused on building his Hollywood empire while still making sporadic WWE appearances. But the bitterness never quite faded in the background. A turning point. The reconciliation was not sudden. According to insiders, the thaw began earlier this year when mutual acquaintances began urging both men to finally put their differences aside. With WWE entering a new era under Paul "Triple H" Levesque's creative leadership and the company seeking more crossover appeal, the timing seemed right. The pivotal moment reportedly occurred at a high-profile WWE event earlier in the year. The Rock, in attendance to support the company, ran into the superstar backstage. What could have been another awkward encounter instead turned into a surprisingly open conversation. After years of silence, both men acknowledged the tension. They revisited their past disagreements and, for the first time, truly listened to each other's perspectives. The Rock admitted that his Hollywood schedule often made it difficult to fully commit to WWE storylines, while the superstar confessed to feeling sidelined during an era when full-time performers were working tirelessly to elevate the product. What sealed the reconciliation was a shared recognition that both men, despite their differences, had always wanted what was best for WWE. Public confirmation. News of their reconciliation began surfacing when fans noticed the superstar and The Rock interacting positively on social media. A simple like on a post or a brief comment hinting at mutual respect set the rumor mill ablaze. Soon after, a photo emerged of the two shaking hands backstage at a recent WWE Premium Live event. The image went viral, celebrated not only by fans but also by fellow wrestlers who had witnessed the cold distance between the two over the years. The Rock followed it up with a heartfelt post, speaking about the importance of respect, growth, and leaving the past behind. Without delving into every detail, he emphasized that old grudges no longer had a place in his life. The superstar echoed the sentiment, acknowledging that both had grown and evolved in their careers and personal lives. Why it matters. In wrestling, grudges often provide the fuel for compelling storylines. Yet, when those grudges seep into real life, they can create lasting scars that affect not only the performers, but the locker room as a whole. The reconciliation between The Rock and the WWE superstar is significant for several reasons. First, it demonstrates maturity and professional growth. Both men are in very different stages of their careers compared to when the feud began. The Rock is a global icon, balancing Hollywood with occasional WWE cameos, while the superstar has carved out a legacy of his own within the company. By putting aside old grievances, they have shown that respect can prevail over ego. Second, it opens new creative possibilities. With bridges mended, WWE now has the option of involving both men in future storylines without worry of backstage tension. The prospect of a dream match, a surprise alliance, or even a shared WrestleMania moment is now back on the table. Fans who once thought they would never see the two interact positively can now dream again. Lastly, their reconciliation sends a message to younger talent. Wrestling is a business built on collaboration, and success often depends on mutual respect. By making peace, The Rock and the superstar have set an example that personal differences should never overshadow the bigger picture of entertaining fans and growing the industry. Fan reactions. Unsurprisingly, fans erupted with excitement when news broke. Many took to social media to express their joy, with some even calling it the most surprising return of the year, not of a wrestler to the ring, but of respect and friendship between two legends. Podcasts and analysts dissected the news from every angle, speculating on what it might mean for future WWE programming. Could it lead to a blockbuster match, a long-awaited partnership, or simply mutual acknowledgement on television that shows how far both men have come? Whatever the outcome, the general consensus among fans was overwhelmingly positive. Seeing two icons reconcile after years of silence was a rare feel-good moment in a business often dominated by drama and controversy. Conclusion. The Rock's decision to squash a 7-year beef with a WWE superstar marks a new chapter not only in their personal journeys, but also in WWE history. Wrestling thrives on storytelling, and sometimes the best stories come not from scripted rivalries but from real-life reconciliations. After years of distance, both men now stand united in respect, proving that even the fiercest grudges can be resolved with time, growth, and a willingness to listen. For WWE fans, this isn't just about two men making peace, it's about witnessing history, where the spirit of brotherhood and love for the business rises above ego. With the slate now clean, the possibilities for future collaborations are endless. Whether or not it leads to in-ring action, the sight of The Rock and his former rival standing side by side will serve as a powerful reminder. In WWE, anything can happen.